So concerning cyber attacks, what we can do to fight this kind of problem at EU level and also at international level?
Well, I think the first step is to realize that cyber crime and cyber attacks is just another way for bad people to do bad things. And that we have been collaborating internationally and of course in Europe for many years to create peace and to make sure that criminal attacks and so on is handled. So I think the first thing we need to do is really to look within our existing collaborations and frameworks, regulatory frameworks to really leverage those to modern times, which where cyber is a part of what we are threatened by. It is not that this has come like a shock. This has been going on for the last 20, 25 years. Of course, crimes are becoming more and more advanced. And it is also, I mean, I think one of the things that we need to realize is that we have maybe not been good enough to educate our both businesses and our people to handle this kind of new crime. So everybody knows that they need to put a lock on their door, they need to have advanced surveillance on their car not to get it stolen, that they might even have a GPS to see where the car is stolen and so on. But how many people do actually know what are the 3-4 steps they need to take on their personal computer to actually make sure it's secure? How many companies have, of course, implemented these kind of restrictions or even, so it's also about being educational and give enlightenment into a new digital age where threats are changing. But basically, I think we need to realize that this is not something new. Bad ways of doing bad things to good people has always been reinvented by bad people. So we need to look at the existing framework, work within the existing agreements internationally and nationally. And then I think the enlightenment of the people and education of the people is really, really crucial. I mean, Digital Europe carries now the mandate of what we call the Digital Skills Coalition in Europe. And one of our tasks is basically to enlighten people in the countries, in the member states, on how to actually handle digital and gain more digital skills. So I think it's a collaboration between both the policymakers and the companies, and of course educational institutions to actually make sure that people have the right skills to protect themselves from cyber attacks.
About artificial intelligence, how do you see the future of this kind of term that is very crucial also in the field of human relations, human being?
Well, I think it's pretty exciting. I think we can do some really cool stuff. I think we can use data and use knowledge to improve citizens' lives drastically. Again, we have a gap between the people who know how it's done and the fears of who is using my data, how can they do that, what can they do to it, what will happen to me. So we have to be very cautious of bringing people along, not over-regulating, so we actually stop the benefits of what we can do, but also enlighten the people so they know what it can do for them and how to do it in the right way. And I actually think Europe is quite ahead in that. I mean, where we have a long tradition of consumer protection, but we also have a very good collaboration between businesses and policymakers on how to really go forward with this. So hopefully we will end up in a situation where it gives us a competitive advantage instead of a slowdown on everything we do. I think there is a big fear that you go disruption, artificial intelligence, job loss, poverty, protectionism, and it is really that there I must say that that is the responsibility of the policymakers to make sure that we educate and put pressure on the member state to educate people on how to actually what is this artificial intelligence, but also to look into the future. What are the future jobs? I mean, we will, of course. It's like when the horses lost their job with the cars. You can keep on staring at the horses, or you can look at the cars, right? Here you have people who need to reskill themselves, and you always have this gap. And how fast can we do it? We need to work with the unions. We need to work with the school systems and so on to actually get them reskilled. But there will come new jobs. It's just a question, will Europe actually be able to capture these jobs? Or will they go somewhere else because they have better digital skills than we do? And that is what we should be scared of, not about the artificial intelligence. You cannot stop evolution. It's not like you press the button and say, stop, we don't want AI, it's going to take our jobs away, stop, it goes away. That's not how it works. Because it is something better, and it is actually enabling things for citizens in a better way, better health services, predictability on your health state. It can help you with a lot of the administrative tasks in public sector. So it can give you a better life. It can give you even companies. It can give you better services. So I think it's there to stay. The question is, how fast do we make sure that we have the skills and the people to take the new jobs that it will generate, and not only staring at what it takes away?